let's bring in a prominent voice, S.Y. Quraishi, former Chief Economic Council, CEC of India, Chief Economic Commissioner, Election Commissioner, pardon me, and let's bring him on board. And Mr. Quraishi, thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us. It's a pleasure having you on board. Help us understand the phases that we're actually seeing in Jammu and Kashmir. While you have Haryana, which is quite a populated state, much more denser. You have that election happening in one day. Jammu and Kashmir, however, spread over 3 phases. Could you help our viewers understand the rationale behind this spread out of phases?
Well, ideally, the election should be held in a single phase. The only reason why they are held in multiple phases in some states, like J&K, is for security reasons, because they require higher security, for which we require more security personnel. Every political party demands that we bring paramilitary forces, which is actually a name for Central Armed Police Forces like CRP, BSF, and others, so that they come from outside, they're neutral, cannot be locally the political influence. So that number being limited, and we also, when we start the process, we classify the booth into normal, sensitive, and hypersensitive. And the booth has a security standard provided. So then we calculate how much force is required. If the force given to us is less, so we circulate the same force, which leads to the multiple phases. In J&K, in our time, it used to be 7 phases, and even then, we used to keep our fingers crossed for a peaceful election. I'm so happy that they've reduced it to the 3 phases, which confirm that except for some terrorist activity which is going on for the last 2-3 months in Jammu area, overall situation has become a lot more peaceful, and they will be able to conduct elections in 3 phases, which is a very welcome step.
All right, thanks for explaining that and breaking that down for us. What I want to ask you next is, are you seeing any concerns, be it in J&K or in Haryana, about the election integrity? Are you seeing any potential threats on ground, any headwinds that could hamper this election? Are you seeing anything that could question or threaten the integrity of these elections coming ahead?
Well, in Haryana, we expect very peaceful elections. Haryana is a small state, and it, except for one incident of mayhem, many many years ago, Haryana elections have always been peaceful. So there is no, they will be very smooth. It's only in J&K we'll have to keep our fingers crossed till the last day. But our previous experience has been that initially there are fears, but the Jammu and Kashmir has always surprised us by a very peaceful election and very decent turnout. And we expect, and I hope it will be proved this time also.
Okay, so thanks for taking us through that as well. I also want to get some sense on how are you seeing this election, especially in Jammu and Kashmir? How do you think this is going to reshape the political landscape of the state going ahead? Do you think we can expect to see any positive changes, any developments on the political front on the back of this election outcome?
Yes, many times I have been asked this question, even when we used to be in the election commission, when we visited the J&K, what do you think the people of Jammu and Kashmir want? And our answer used to be, they want exactly what the rest of the country wants. Hey, everybody wants their local representatives, their MLAs, their MPs. They have some issues, they have problems which they want solved, and MPs and MLAs and corporators do that. So they want their elected representatives like rest of the country. So and the best way to restore peace and normalcy in a state is democracy, and which has been proved time and again. So now you will notice political parties will participate very enthusiastically. There has been no boycott call from any quarter, and they will participate, and that's a good thing. And I'm very optimistic that after the elections are over, even the statehood of J&K will be restored, which has been promised by the Prime Minister a long time ago. And I think the time has come for that to be done. And that will help normalize the situation in J&K enormously.
All right, and so lastly, let's shift focus, talk about Haryana as well. We've been hearing some buzz around Manohar Lal Khattar as well. He's been dropped without any warning. What do you think are factors at play behind this, and would you help me understand this sudden decision as well?
No, the change of leadership keeps happening
Okay.
in all parties, maybe a little more in the BJP. Mr. Khattar was may have been removed as a chief minister of Haryana, but he was removed, brought to the center. He is now a central minister of an important ministry. Because sometimes a change of guard helps the anti-incumbency sentiment, because suppose there are some people who are unhappy with the BJP government, but now that we have a new chief minister, a new face, that helps anti-incumbency spirit.
Sir, and lastly, on and just a note of wrapping up, could you quickly tell me what outcome are you penciling in for both of these states, and who do you think is going to emerge victorious in both of these states?
No, that is very difficult
Yeah.
to anticipate, and that is not even proper to indulge in. The best candidates should win, the best parties should win, and I'm sure democracy, ultimately, it is the democracy which has to come out victorious, and I'm sure it will.
Quraishi, thank you so much for joining us on the show and helping us understand more about the elections and what we can expect to see. Thank you so much for taking the time out.